Hey guys, I'm gonna make a quick video. It's gonna be a two-parter. I had a few guys ask me on dimensions of my loft. So here goes. The cage overall is 8 feet wide by 16 feet long. I got the cage split into 3 separate sections. And as some of you have already seen, my breeder section is the largest. It's 6 by 8. And again, these are all rough measurements. Obviously, some of the interior wall space takes up a few inches here and there. So I mean, it's like I said, it's rough 6 by 8. It might be, 5.5 feet by 7.5 feet if that's really what you want to hear. But 6 by 8 is just what I'm going to go with. So I just fed the birds on their second round. So this is 6 by 8. Windows are 32 by 32. Each nest box is 16 deep, 16 high, and 22 wide. I made my own custom nest fronts only because I couldn't find anything that would work on that size. I made a little box up there, but I haven't used it only because I would have to always have a chair in here or a milk carton or something to get up there just to check on birds and babies, and I just don't want to deal with it. I might use that as a quarantine section if I got a bird that I might think might be sick or whatever. But roof is just slanted. I used slats all the way through. My ventilation's right above that light there. I don't know if you can see the light protruding from it. I also have slats in the back, but this is a 6 by 8 section. The 2 sections here, my old bird and my young bird, or what I consider old and young, are 5 by 5. And again, these are roughly 5 by 5. They might be 5.5 by 5 or 5.5 by 5.5. Depends on what it ends up coming down. Because for the walls, I only use a 3/4 inch plywood. I didn't use any framing whatsoever. I'll show you here. I mean, it's literally just a 3/4 inch plywood. That's what I used. I mean, it's definitely enough. It's only going to hold perches. But it seems to have plenty of space. I have 30 perches in each section. I don't plan on breeding more than that. It seems to work out fine. Birds have plenty of space. I don't see any real issues, any real crowding. I mean, I guess if I had 60 birds in here, you'd see an issue, but the second part of this video, going back to what I was saying, both of these sections are identical. They're 5 by 5 sections, and the hallway here is 32 inches wide. So that gives me enough space in case somebody's here, somebody's over, I want to go around them. I can easily do that without bumping them or pushing them into the wall or into the cages. So 6 by 8 for my breeder section, 5 by 5 for my flyer section, young bird and old bird. Now the second part of this video is I wanted to show a couple quick guys how I darken. So on my young bird section, I'm using a darkening system this year. Basically, I went into the hamper and found one of the wifey's tablecloths and stole it. I put a couple of brass eyelids through there, and I just basically put just a screw up top and put the eyelid through it. I hang it when I need it. Seems to work out fine. I was gonna go get some Venetian blinds and just use those, but this seems to work. And it was, I mean, $6 for the brass rings, and that's about it. Inside, I don't know if you can see very well. Let's see if I open this up a little bit. Sorry about the camera angles. So inside, I have a room darkening shade that I originally went with. But because my windows are so large, 32 by 32, there's so much air that shade would just blow wide open and the birds would still get out. So I thought, what's the cheapest way I can do? I basically took a 36 by 36 1/4 inch plywood. I drilled 2 holes in each corner and put 2 drywall screws in there, and I just basically hang it on those 2 corners. And you can see a little bit light comes through, but it doesn't bother them at all. They actually go right down. They can get down and drink water if they need to, but it doesn't seem to bother them. At least this is what I'm trying. Just from all the videos I've watched and everything I've read, it doesn't necessarily have to be pitch black. Today is a super windy day, so you can see even the plywood, or the plywood's moving back and forth from the wind. Just because it's so freaking windy. It's such a crappy day today. But like I said, pretty simple. I just took a blind. You can see where I put the 2 holes, there and there. But the blind itself didn't work. It would just blow. I tried manufacturing some kind of side panels to hold it, but it's flimsy. It just basically gave loose the moment the hard wind came in, and that was it. So that's how I'm darkening the birds. I probably could have went with something a little more elaborate, a little more, you know, fancy or whatever, but it works, man. It takes 2 seconds. The wife can come in here and just hang it. I got it all the way down. You can see it's moving fairly well. Ventilation's very well in there. Doesn't bother them at all. I still have to finish a few parts of the door, but you can see 32 inches, 5.5 by 5, 5.5 by 5 roughly, and 6 by 8 for the breeder section. And it seems to work. I mean, if you're looking to hold, you know, I don't know, 200 birds, I'd say no. By all means, build something bigger, but I got 16 boxes here. I'm only using 14 right, it's actually 13 right now, so I got 13 pair of breeders, and that gives me enough on 2 rounds for what I need for the racing season. If I do enjoy it and I want to get into it further, I'll just build another cage and use this solely as a breeder and build something separate for my racers. But that's what I got. I said I got a few guys asking me, so I figure I might as well make a quick video. I got a few more babies to band. I got them down some right now. But this will be on my second round. I got babies. I mean, they're just everywhere. And this will be the last round that I'm breeding. After this, I think it's too late. I'm not 100% sure when our season begins for young birds. I still think they'll be too young by then. So I got birds in boxes. I got birds that nested on the floors. I even got a pair that nested underneath the water bowl here. And I'll show you that baby here now. Come on, little guy. This little guy's off my almonds. What a trip, man. But he's ready to wean. I'll probably wean him this weekend. Alright, come on. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Just wanted a quick video show you exactly the size of the cage. And a quick video on how I darken my birds. Hopefully that helps somebody out. I know a lot of guys, especially starters like myself, have all these questions. It's intimidating. You don't know what to do exactly, how to do it. So I just jumped right in. I said, all right, this is going to work for me. I understand the principles. I got to darken them after a certain time. I got to put the lights on after I take them off the darkening system. And hopefully it all works out. So, I mean, I don't. I said it's pretty darn dark. I don't think they can see very well. But that's what I got going on, guys. Thanks for the support. I appreciate the comments. I'll keep making it if you guys keep watching. See ya.